Hi, this is Premjit from civilara.com. I will explain you the courses that we offer. We offer courses in structural design of buildings, and we have showcased all our courses here. You have a few free courses which will help you to understand the role of a structural engineer better, and you will learn stability, you will learn the strength requirement, and you will also learn about the serviceability requirement in this particular course. This will give you an overview on the role of a structural engineer, and also you will get an understanding on how we have structured our courses. So this is a free course, and you also have a free quiz here to test your skills and understand where you stand on your concepts and various other codal provisions. Now, coming to the paid courses, we have a very important course here called Structural Analysis and Design using ETABS. Though I have mentioned this course to be using ETABS, this is not just ETABS. This covers all the essential basics, the scheme development, where you have to provide columns, how you have to decide the orientation of the columns. Do you really need a shear wall in a building? How do you decide that? How do you calculate loads? How do you analyze? How do you design manually as well as using ETABS? How do you detail? So I will be sharing you all the information in a video format in case if you need that. So please contact, and I will just expand this and I will show you the content of the course. Now, this course is completely different from any other online courses that you will find, simply because we have covered all the basics and all the manual design and all the concepts. So here, if you come down, you will see a course curriculum, and before that you can see the takeaway. You will be getting complete understanding of structural analysis and design of RCC buildings. You will be taken through manual design and all the essential basics and the hand checks. You will also be learning structural detailing rules and tips needed for preparing details. Now, please don't mistake this for a Revit or AutoCAD course where we are going to teach you AutoCAD or Revit. No, that's not the intention here. You will be learning all the detailing tips, so you will be in a position to sketch details with all the codal provisions by appreciating the consulting practice and hand over to a drafting engineer. So you will be able to do that. In case if you know AutoCAD or Revit separately, you will be able to draft it yourself. But we are not covering Revit or AutoCAD in this course, but there are courses for that, and you will be an independent engineer who can take decisions. So this will be the takeaway from this course. If you look at the course curriculum, you can see we are having role of a structural engineer here. You will be learning about stability, practical aspects of that, how to check stability in ETABS, how you face stability issues in site related conditions and things like that. Durability, deflection control, how do you ensure that your building is not deflecting more than permissible? What is the permissible values, both lateral and vertical? How do you control cracks in a building? All these are going to be covered in this module, and you will also have overview to BS 8110. So BS standards is not covered comprehensively, but you get an overview, a comparison between the clauses in IS and BS. Module 2 is completely on scheme of a building. So here you are going to get tips on how to scheme up a building when you get an architectural drawing, where you might need to give columns, how do you need to place the columns horizontally or vertically, all these aspects. Will you need a shear wall? If you need a shear wall, where should be the location? Is it around the lift that you will need, or is it somewhere else? How do you decide that? All these are going to be covered. You will also have assignments at the end of each module, so that you will be thorough in the concepts and other explanations in the particular module. Here we are starting all the ETABS specific things. You are going to learn how to initialize it in ETABS, how to define material columns and all those ETABS related module. Again, continuing with ETABS, you will be learning all the modeling aspects of grids, columns, and whatever editing that you need to have a slab column and things like that. Then the next module will focus on modeling of beams and a lot of hacks on editing whatever you do. So it contains exporting, importing options from AutoCAD, then how you assign supports, what are the options that you have in ETABS, how do you identify errors, how do you control visibility, and all these aspects. Modeling of stair is also covered here. You have assignments, test, all this as usual. You will have a complete experience and test of this particular module at the end of that module. Now module 4 is an elaborate module on loading. Now when I say loading, it's not just that I'm going to take some load and then apply. It's going to be a realistic load. We will be helping you with calculation of these loads by hand. So you will learn how to calculate load of a water tank, you will learn how to estimate the load of a slab, how to estimate the load of people on the slab, all these aspects, dead and live load. How do you get these values? How do you arrive upon the final values that you feed into ETABS? It's not just that we are going to put a load onto ETABS. It's not that. Wind load code provisions. What do you mean by wind load? How do you get the wind load? How do you apply that into ETABS? Once you apply that into ETABS, what happens? Seismic load basics. What is seismic load? Many feel that seismic load means an earthquake is coming and hitting your building. It's not like that. It's an inertial force. So you will get a complete technical explanation of what a seismic load is, how your building is going to experience that inertia, and so on. The code provisions are going to be covered. All the load combinations that are required as per code is going to be covered, and then you have all your application of these loads on ETABS. 5 chapters are going to explain you how to input this into ETABS. Initial lessons are concentrating on how to calculate that manually, and then the next modules are going to how to apply that on ETABS. So all the loads, dead, live, wind, seismic, load combinations, everything is going to be input into ETABS. Then you have test, assignment. Now module 5 is a technically rich module wherein a lot of concepts are going to be explained. Here you have stiffness modification. What do you mean by that? It's a very advanced concept which is mandatory as per IS 1893. We will be taking you through that stiffness modification. Then many students ask me, even after 1 year, 2 years of experience, what do you mean by membrane and what do you mean by shell? So just looking at ETABS will not solve your problems. What and when you need to use membrane and when you need to shell, what will be the differences, what you will have to do when you have an opening in a slab, how will you ensure the correctness of analysis, what do you mean by a diaphragm, how do you decide diaphragm to be semi-rigid or rigid. All these are important concepts which we cover. Then a lot of emphasis is given on torsion in beams, how you can tackle torsion effectively and make your design more correct and economic by doing away with torsion. So this is a very important module. I have written a blog about this. You can read it under our blog section in the website as well. Module 6 concentrate on result interpretation. Every analysis result needs interpreted and understood. So you will be checking the deflection, you will be checking the drift for seismic. What is meant by drift? All these are going to be elaborately explained. Now once you add a shear wall, how your drift and deflection is going to come down, that is going to be explained. First we will check without walls, and then by adding walls we will compare the differences, how to interpret reactions. This will be for designing of your foundations, so you will get an understanding how and why we need to get the reactions from the columns. Then we are going to discuss elaborately on the beam design forces, theoretical aspects, then how you do it in ETABS, how do you do it manually. Same way, column design, there are a lot of concepts that you need to understand. For example, your textbook gives you an information in the question itself, like the column is braced, but then how do you establish that the column is braced? your question might give you in a textbook or in a question paper that the column is in double curvature. How do you know that? Sometimes, if you have some understanding of ETABS, you might have seen 3 options in ETABS: design as a non-sway, ordinary, and ductile. So when do you use ordinary? When do you use non-sway? People have false concepts and understanding about that. So we'll be covering that very elaborately, making you aware what do you mean by non-sway frames, what do you mean by ordinary, what do you mean by ductile, when to use what, and what ETABS does to calculate the effective length sway index and a lot of other things. So it's very important to understand what is sway index, what is effective length, what is fidelity analysis, and these concepts. So all these are interlinked, and we will be covering all that in the column design theory part. You are going to design the shear wall, you are going to design slabs as a shell as well as a membrane, and then you will have the usual test and assignment at the end of the module. Now module 7 is complete elaborate design of each and every element, including slab, beam, column, shear wall, and you will be also detailing this manually so that you understand how to produce a sketch so that you can pass it on for detailing. You will also be covering the detailing aspects in ETABS 2016, but then it's not a great feature in ETABS to detail, and many engineers are confused if a detailing of structural members should be done manually using Revit, using AutoCAD, or using Excel sheets, or by plugging in something which will produce details automatically. But let me tell you one thing very clearly: as a beginner, as a engineer who is aspiring to be a structural engineer, it is very much mandatory that you need to detail out things manually. Until and unless you have thorough knowledge to detail things manually, you will not be able to use any plugin programs to produce details. You need to first know what needs to be the output, the elaborate understanding of detailing. Then a chapter on documentation using ETABS, and in the last module you have a lot of additional videos, which will be sometimes additional videos and sometimes very elaborate webinars that I do conduct. Now some of these additional videos will be revisions as per the codes, or sometimes it will be additional points that I feel like I need to share, or sometimes webinars. So some of these topics which are revisions and which are some improvements, everyone will get, but some of the webinars and high-end videos may be reserved for a few students who are taking a higher package. I will come back to the packages, the payment plans that we have. So some are available for everyone and some are available for only the particular payment plan users. So I'll come to that. So if you look at this is a webinar that I conducted recently, which is concentrating on the importance of 0.9 DL and 1.5 EQ. This particular combination has a significance in stress reversal and stability. So I'll be explaining it in a webinar. I have already explained it in a webinar, which you are getting access here as an additional video. This is also a webinar where you are going to get load combinations for non-orthogonality. It's a very advanced topic which is covered as a webinar later. So I'll be adding additional points here as and when I have a webinar, or as and when I have time to record more videos. So this is a one-off course where entire design cycle is covered from scheming to detailing. So this one course will help you to design the entire superstructure of a RC building and then prepare details which you can pass it on to CAD engineers for drafting. A bit about my experience. I have about 20 years of experience in analysis and design as a consultant. I've been working with companies like Atkins in the past, and currently I am a consultant since 2015. I'm practicing as an independent consultant and concentrating on projects as well as on technical training. You can look at the testimonials given by students, and here you have the pricing plan. We have 3 plans for each of our courses. The 10,000 plan will have 3 years access, and you will get support. What I mean by support is your doubt clarification sessions in phone, mail, WhatsApp and Zoom. You also can come down to our office in Bangalore if you are in Bangalore and directly clarify after agreeing a time. It's not that every day you will be able to come and meet me, but you will have to call me and then we can decide the time to meet. Other than that, you will have 3 years of access. As I already said, you will have clarification by phone, mail, chat, Zoom and direct. You can even convert this online training into direct later. What I mean is, without paying any additional fee, after finishing or in between online training, if you feel like you want to come to office and do the direct training in the very nearest batch, we will give you admission without any further payment. So the same payment would hold good. You can convert your online into direct in case if you want to. You'll have a students group online where you can keep discussing doubts. It could be a Facebook group or a forum within our app that you will have, and you can clarify directly at office, convert to direct course. It's a one-time payment. You will get extra projects for practice, which I will be evaluating and giving you 3 to 5 projects, and that is what the 10,000 plan is going to do for you. And in the 7,500 plan, the content is going to be same, but the difference is that you will have 1 year access and you will have clarification by mail or phone. You will not have chat, Zoom or direct. It will be just by mail and phone, but our videos are super clear and explanatory, so most of the time you may be able to understand that by the videos itself, and by mail and phone you can clarify it. So if you want a bit affordability, you can go with this. You will still have a students group. There will be no direct clarification, in the sense you cannot walk into my office and then get it clarified, and then it's again a one-time payment. You will get extra projects for practice, maybe 2 to 3. Now this 5,000 plan is for students who really want an affordable plan. You get 6 months access and you will get clarification by mail alone here. You won't get by phone or any other means. It will be a mail clarification. It might be say once in 2 weeks or maybe once in a week. It depends on my schedule. I will have to prioritize other students and then come back to you, but generally I reply within a week, but sometimes it might be up to 2 weeks. You will have a students group here too to discuss doubts and various things, and again it's a one-time payment. It's not upgradable, so you still get a extra projects, 1 or 2 projects for this plan as well, and you can ask me your doubts by mail. So these are the 3 plans that we have for each course. So the same structure, the same plan holds good for all the courses. We will have 3 number of plans for each of our courses. We have 3 courses and 3 plans as of now. We will be adding up more courses to this. So this is the main course, the superstructure design. Similarly, we have a course on advanced analysis and foundation design. So let me show you what you have in that course. This is going to focus more on foundations and also on some advanced analysis. So you will have a complete understanding of foundation systems, manual designs and all essential basics and hand checks, structural detailing rules and tips, and you will be independent to take care of your foundation designs. So here you will be learning response spectrum analysis in this course, dynamic analysis. So this module mostly concentrate on dynamic analysis, response spectrum. Then you have ductile detailing here, which is mandatory in zone 3, 4 and 5 and optional in zone 2. So any of the projects which you are doing in zone 3, 4 and 5 will need ductile detailing, so this will be covered. So the Cordel provisions 13920, IS 13920 provisions, I will be explaining it to you, as well as how you can do some of the things, and some of the things in ETABS, some of the things you might have to do manually, but most of it you can do in ETABS. Both will be explained the strong column, weak beam theory, all that will be explained here, and how to do that in ETABS will be explained. Then you have a module on pad foundations, isolated footings, manually, as well as whatever shell analysis that you can do in ETABS that you can do here. Many students have doubts on ETABS versus SAFE. Now, SAFE is a program by CSI, the same company that has produced ETABS, and with respect to the analysis result, both are going to be the same, and with respect to the features, both are 95% same. SAFE is specifically made for analyzing foundation, so it has a bit more modeling options, but then ETABS also has most of the options, and all the strip based design or punching check and everything is available in ETABS as well. ETABS Ultimate has that, so there is no major difference. Some people prefer to use SAFE, some people prefer to use ETABS. There are advantages and disadvantages of doing that. For a SAFE user, the main disadvantage is that you cannot model your foundation under the main model. You will have to model it separately and import all the reactions into SAFE. If you are doing it in ETABS, you have the option to either separate the model or keep it in the same model, so ETABS scores better there. But when it comes to some specific modeling requirements, SAFE has slight advantages over ETABS. So both has disadvantages, but the difference between ETABS and SAFE is very minor. I believe if you learn one of it, the other one should be automatically understandable. Then we cover combined footings in this module, how you do it manually as well as how you do it by using ETABS. And in this module we are covering raft foundations, all the modeling requirement and the result interpretation of raft foundation. You have pile cap design here. Most of it will be manual because pile cap design is a simple step really. Using truss theory or beam theory you can do it manually, so more of it is explained in terms of manual methods. And you have pile foundation design here, where you are going to understand the basic concepts of pile foundation, how you can take care of the lateral loads, how you can take care of the vertical loads, pile raft concepts. This is a brief only, it's not an elaborate design of a pile raft. You have explanation on under ream piles and how you can do that. So that is all about course 2. You will have a complete understanding on foundation systems and advanced analysis. The pricing plan, as I explained earlier, you will have 3 plans of 10,000, 7,500 or 5,000. Coming on to our third course, this concentrate on building information modeling, or BIM that you call, and it is using Revit. Now many students might have doubt, what is BIM, what is Revit, what is the difference? If you have some doubts on that, I recommend you go and look at this preview here. You can just click on that and it will open up a new window and you can see a video on what is BIM. So I recommend you go and see this if you're keen to understand the difference. I have elaborately explained here what is the difference and what do you mean by BIM and what is Revit, what it can do, what it can't do. All these are explained here, so I recommend you see this video. Now this Revit course is completely different from whatever you see in most of the online courses, because we focus more here on Revit structures. We are also coming up with a different Revit architecture course, but then the basic difference between a Revit architecture and a Revit structure course is only in the way you use it. Revit structures, structural engineers and civil engineers will use it more. Revit architecture, it's the same software, but architects use it in a slightly different way. The modeling elements and the way you consider the flow slightly changes. Now if you learn Revit structures, it is possible for you to do Revit architecture. If you learn Revit architecture, most of it you can do, but not the RC detailing part. So if you learn Revit structures, more or less you can do Revit architecture. It's only a fine tuning that you will need. And the basic difference is that Revit architecture can be used by somebody who knows architecture, and Revit structures can be used by somebody who knows structures. So that's the basic difference. It's like an architect using AutoCAD and a structural engineer using AutoCAD. It's as simple as that. Architectural tab in Revit gives you more of architectural modeling tabs like walls and windows, whereas a structural tab gives you more of reinforcement and RC walls and things like that. So that's a minor tweak that you may have to do, but if you learn Revit structures, it's more easy to adapt to architecture than the other way, because there is reinforcement and other things that you have to learn in Revit structures. So I'll be taking you through the core concepts, which is same for any discipline, and all the interfaces, which is again same for Revit architecture or structures. Starting a project, how to create template, how to create levels, how to create grids, all these are common for all the disciplines. Modeling basics, again almost same for both the disciplines. Editing option, same for all the disciplines, but we'll be more focusing on structural requirement. So the way I explain will suit a structural drawing preparation than an architectural drawing preparation. That's the only difference. But once you learn structural drawing preparation, if you are good at architecture, you will be able to use the same tool for architectural purpose. Here you have all the view options, like your calling out sections, cropping, a lot of view options, duplicate views, how do you create. There are some technical concepts also involved in this, so you need to really understand all this, what is meant by scope box, what is its use, all these are explained inside the video. Then you have drawing presentation here, how you have to put a view into a drawing sheet and then make it into a presentable, printable drawing. So all the things that you need for preparation of a drawing is mentioned here, dimensioning and all that. So up to here 7, up to module 7, it's all about producing a model and then the layout drawings or the general arrangement drawings. Now then we move on to collaboration. So this is a very important stage in Revit, or a process in Revit, where you are going to interlink AutoCAD and Revit, or interlink a model from an architect and a structural engineer and then work in collaboration. So this is a very beautiful concept wherein the change management and the revisions are all going to be tackled. So you can copy, monitor, all these are concepts and it will be explained here. Most of the cheap online courses that you find in the market doesn't cover all these advanced concepts. So that's the main difference between our courses and most of the other courses. We focus on the structural requirement and on collaboration and work sharing. Work sharing is another concept where you are going to share work between a team. So how you can enable that and do it effectively is what is explained here. The next module is completely focusing on rebar detailing, which most of the other courses do not cover. We cover everything in rebar detailing, footing detail, how do you have to make beam long sections, and how do you have to make link, how you have to detail out links, how you have to do the slab rebar detailing, everything is covered here. And the significant difference is that we cover it for Indian standards, which is more complicated than most of the other standards when it comes to slab details and all that. In Middle East or in UK, it's a common practice to have a mesh throughout top and bottom. You have a mesh which is easier to detail, whereas we have cut bars. All these are covered here in the detailing process. A quick video on how to create a rendering and walkthrough. Sometimes you may want to learn Revit structures and then also master Revit architecture, and then you may want to create some walkthrough. Structurally, walkthrough is not very significant. It's not really important to have a walkthrough, but then I have shown that here. And then you get an extra project here, and that's all about the Revit course. It covers from modeling, the GA preparation, work sharing, collaboration, RC detailing, and a project that you can do and submit. Now here for the Revit, I've kept just one plan, so it will be available for you for a one-time payment of 7,500, and you will have clarification only by email, because most of it is self-explanatory in the videos and you will not have technical doubts as in ETABS. It's more of modeling and detailing which is explained step by step. So there will be a students group for discussion and you can get back to me by email. So in case if there is a very severe doubt, then always you can call me and get back to me on phone. So these are the 3 courses that we offer as of now. Please get in touch in case if you need more clarification. You can call me up at the numbers provided in our website. You can have a look at our consulting website here. You can have a look at our blogs here. So in case we want to contact, the best option would be to call me or WhatsApp me or even email me at the email ID given here. I hope you're clear about the courses and the pricing plans that we have.